Students, in this video will study the second method in filtering the long data sequence, that is overlap add method. If you understand the overlap save method properly, then it is very easy to understand the overlap method. So here the procedure is very simple. Again, there are few steps which are similar to the overlap save method. So in this, the step 1 is, again you have to determine the length m, which is the length of impulse response h of n. Then determine what is m minus 1, right? Next, when the input sequence is x of n, assume the size of DFT is n. Then determine the length of the new data, right? So after dividing the sequence x of n into the new blocks, the length of each block should be capital L, and this capital L is determined using the formula L is equal to m plus n minus 1. And next, you have to add m minus 1 zeros to x of n, that is blocks, x1 of n, x2 of n, x3 of n, so on and so on. And you have to add L minus 1 number of zeros to h of n. So here you can observe, you have to add m minus 1 zeros, right, at the end. In the overlap save method, what we have done, we appended the m minus 1 zeros at the beginning, right? And for the second block, the last m minus 1 samples of the previous blocks are appended at the beginning of the second block. So that case is not here. So what we have to do is here, so m minus 1 zeros you have to add at the after the x1 of n, and L minus 1 zeros also you have to add after at the end of h of n, not at the beginning. Next, so this is the input data sequence x of n, so x1 of n. So length of this should be the size of DFT, right? So what is the size of DFT? N, and here we have to, the size of each block is L. To make n, that is L plus m minus 1, you have to add m minus 1 zeros to x1 of n, which is having length L. Similarly, x2 of n, the length of x2 of n, how many samples are there x2 of n? That is L. It may be 3, 4 or 5, right? To make the size of DFT n, again you have to add m minus 1 zeros at the end. Again x3 of n, m minus 1 zeros. So here for all the blocks you have to add or add m minus 1 number of zeros. You should not consider for the second block, you should not consider the last m minus 1 number of samples from the x1 of n. So for all the blocks, the last m minus 1 number of samples should be zeros. So this is the major difference between what? Overlap save method and overlap add method, right? And for all blocks, right, till all the samples get over in input data sequence. Next procedure is very simple. You have to perform the circular convolution x1 of n and h of n, right, for all the blocks x1 of n to x4 of n with the impulse response h of n. You will get the 4 output convolved sequence, namely y1 of n to y4 of n, right? So here this is y1 of n, y2 of n, y3 of n and y4 of n. And the second major difference is, in the overlap save method, from all the output data sequence, before we combine, we discarded first m minus 1 samples from all the output blocks. And here what we do is, right, we are adding the last m minus 1 samples from the y1 of n with the m minus 1 samples of the y2 of n, the first m minus 1 samples of y2 of n, right? Next, we add the last m minus 1 data samples of the y2 of n with the first m minus 1 data samples of y3 of n. Similarly here, m minus 1 data samples of y3 of n we added with the first m minus 1 samples of y4 of n. Then you combine, you will get final output data sequence, right? So here we have one example. Again same example is considered. X of n is given and h of n is given. So understand procedure properly. The first step is you have to note down for how many points you are finding DFT. For how many points you are finding the DFT, right? Assume n is equal to 5, right? Most of the time they will give for how many points you have to find the DFT. Most of the time they will give in the problem statement. If not, you have to assume, right? So here n is equal to 5, right? So now you have to make, right? You have to make the length of both block as well as the impulse response h of n should be same, right? So here length of h of n is equal to m is equal to 3, right? And you have to calculate L, capital L. How to calculate capital L? N is known, that is pi u. M is the length of h of n 3, then you calculate L. So L is equal to what? 3, right? So the number of samples in each block to be how many samples? 3 samples, that is L is equal to 3, right? And see here, L is equal to 3. So 3 minus 1 zeros. Next, to make the each block equal to the size of DFT, that is n is equal to pi u. So here 3 are there. How many number of zeros you have to add? 2 zeros. This 2 is nothing but the length of h of n minus 1, that is m minus 1. Yes. So after L number of samples in x1 of n, you have to add m minus 1 zeros at the end for to the each block. So similarly here, after first 3 samples, next 3 samples you have to consider for x2 of n, and remaining m minus 1 samples should be zeros. And next 3 samples you have to consider, that is 0, 1, 2, 0, 1, 2, next 2 samples should be 0. So last sample is what? 1. To make L is equal to 3, so remaining 2 samples should be 0. And finally m minus 1 zeros you have to add at the end. So these are the 4 blocks. And after getting the 4 blocks from the long data sequence, you have to make the length of your impulse response h of n also equal to the size of DFT. So look at here, h of n is equal to 1, 1, 1, and you know the length of each block we have made it 5. So to perform circular convolution, the length of each block as well as h of n should be what? Same. So to make the length of this h of n 5, how many number of zeros you have to add? 2 zeros. And what is that 2? That 2 is nothing but L minus 1. So you have to remember m minus 1 number of zeros you have to add to the each block at the end, and L minus 1 number of zeros you have to add to the h of n at the end, right? And once you make all the length of both the sequence same, you can go for circular convolution. So how many point circular convolution you have to find? 5 point circular convolution, because it is n. So after finding circular convolution using any method, you will get 4 circularly convolved output sequence: y1 of n, y2 of n, y3 of n, y4 of n. Write down this like this, right? So what you have to do is you have to add the last m minus 1 samples of the y1 of n with the first m minus 1 samples of y2 of n. So here minus 1 plus 1 is 0, 0 plus 1 is 4 is 4. So this is how you can see it. So this is my y1 of n, y2 of n, y3 of n, y4 of n, right? So you have to arrange this output sequence like this, so that it becomes easy to identify the overlapped sample values, right? M minus 1 overlapped sample values. So minus 1 plus 1 is 0. First 3 samples you write as it is. Next, overlapped sample values between y1 of n and y2 of n you have to add. So minus 1 plus 1 is 0. 0 plus 4 is 4. Next 6, 5, 2 you write as it is. sorry, not 6 by 2 you write, it is because it 6 is unoverlapped sample, it is not overlapped, 6 you write. Next this pi 2 and 0 1 are overlapped, you add it, 5 plus 0 is 5, 2 plus 1 is 3. Next this 3 you write as it is. Next these are the overlapped samples, you add it, 3 plus 1 is 4, 2 plus 1 is 3. Next remaining samples you write as it is, right? So this is the finally the response of LTI system, right, or LTI filter using overlap add method, right? So this is how we we calculate the system output response using overlap add method. Then we'll see the difference. What is the difference between overlap method and overlap save method? Overlap add method and overlap save method. So in the overlap save method, overlap values has to be discarded. The overlap values has to be discarded. Here the overlapped values has to be added. So this is the first difference. And here it does not require any addition, just you have to discard the values, the overlapped values. It will involve adding the number of values in the output, and it can be computed using linear convolution also, and linear convolution is not applicable in the overlap add method, right? And one more difference you can add here. In the overlap save method, only for the first block you have to find m minus 1 number of zeros, right? And for the second block, the first m minus 1 number of samples should be taken from the last m minus 1 samples from the previous block, and it goes on continue. But whereas in overlap add method, each block should have m minus 1 number of zeros at the end, right? So these are the some difference between overlap save and overlap add method. So conclusion is overlap add and save methods are almost similar, and from the differences one can choose any of the methods which is suitable at that time. So this is about the filtering of long data sequence using two different methods, overlap save and overlap add method. And for the examination point of view, this is very important. Definitely you will get 10 to 15 marks on these two topics.